Had been showing up off the coast of California.
There were 15 of them caught off the coast of San Diego last year. When they were about 1 year old, they were exposed to radiation from the Fukushima accident, and they carried it all the way across the Pacific. These scientists were surprised to find any levels of radiation at all. They thought it would have dissipated by the time those fish arrived on the west coast of the United States.
Tonight, breaking news from Peru to California, and it's a travesty. Bluefin tuna caught off the coast of California, found to be polluted with nuclear radiation. And we've got new clues into what killed hundreds of dolphins off the coast of Peru. The devastating earthquake and tsunami in Japan last year that caused the nuclear disaster sent all kinds of poisons into the water. And now we've got bluefin tuna caught off the coast of San Diego, testing positive for radiation. Who knows what other sea life is contaminated? Now, the U.S. government says do not be concerned. The levels aren't harmful to humans. But how are they so sure of that? And one expert now says it was sound waves from seismic testing in the search for oil deposits underwater that killed all those almost 900 dolphins in Peru. Those poor dolphins basically got the bends from those seismic sounds underwater, according to this one expert in our oceans. It's almost hard for a living creature to survive anymore. Now, the one person who is risking his life to save the creatures of the sea is now being persecuted. He is Paul Watson, the star of Animal Planet's Whale Wars. Check this out.
The epic tale of the world's most wanted environmental heroes.
Get out of here and stop your pirate whaling operation.
Captain Paul Watson and his vigilante organization, the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society.
My hero, Captain Paul Watson, the founder of the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society, joins me live from Germany. Captain, you have been fighting for the survival of all the creatures of the sea, including bluefin tuna. And now we're learning that fish were contaminated with radiation. They were caught off the coast of San Diego. What's your reaction to that, Captain?
I think there's a lot about the Fukushima disaster that we're not being told. The Japanese people themselves are being kept in the dark by the Japanese government. I think it's a lot more serious than anybody, really knows. And I think it's a very serious thing that we're finding radiation in these fish in the Pacific. And because if you're finding them in the bluefin tuna, you're going to find them in the fish right across the entire ocean. So that is a very serious concern.
Now, Paul, I am so glad we were able to make this interview happen because you just bailed out of jail. You are in Germany. You were detained at Frankfurt Airport after Costa Rica issued an international request for your arrest because you tried to save sharks from these poacher fishermen who slice off their fins and let them bleed to death in the ocean. And of course, shark population around the world is being decimated because people make a profit off of cutting off the fin to make this shark fin soup, which has no taste and which so many people are trying to ban. There's a movement to ban it here in New York. Personally, I think you should be given a medal, not put on trial. But how's it going? Is it possible you could get extradited to Costa Rica?
It is possible, and I'm restricted. I can't leave Germany right now. But this goes back 10 years ago to 2002 when the Guatemalan government asked us to stop a poaching operation in their waters. And we did. And then Costa Rica then laid these charges 10 years later because a couple of the poachers complained that we put their life in jeopardy. We didn't hurt anybody. We didn't damage any property. Meanwhile, they were involved in a highly illegal activity. So it was quite a shock when 10 years later I get this warrant for my arrest. By the way,
you are my hero, Captain Paul Watson.